Good morning to everybody. I am Deevan, son of Shanmugam from class 5 Kamilan, who would like to share with you all our presentation on novel Form 5, which is Sing to the Dawn, chapter 5 and 6. My friends and I were discussed and planned to do a movie on these chapters. So sit down, watch and enjoy it.
The last streaks of sunlight were already filtering under the trees when Dawan and her mother started walking home from Noy's house. Suddenly, Dawan heard the light slapping of quick footsteps on the sandy path behind them. She glanced back and saw a nimble figure darting after them. Mother, I think that squire trying to catch up with us. Let's wait. I better be getting back to start dinner, child. You can wait for your brother if you want. Just be sure to come back in time to gather some vegetables for me. We were out of cabbage already. Okay, see you later. Dawan nodded obediently and stepped aside to wait for her brother. Soon he came panting up to her, his buffalo moving slowly ahead of him, and without a word of greeting demanded to know where she had been.
I, 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 I.
What happened to you?
You went to Cousin Noi's house, didn't you? You dragged mother to see Cousin Noi to get her on your side, didn't you? Well, is Noi coming over tonight to talk with father to let you go to the city? What did Gun say? Is he going to support you too?
Ish! If I know you were going to be this impatient and rude, I wouldn't have waited for you.
Uh, I.
Mom.
Alright, sister, alright. I'm sorry. I was just curious to know what had happened.
Okay, let me tell you what has happened in Noy's house.
You mean they don't want you to go? I thought they loved and admired the city so much. Hmm?
That's what we all thought, I guess. That's why grandmother made me go over there. Now it will be harder than ever to get father's permission.
You still want to go there?
Oh, Kwai, of course I still want to go. You should know that. You wanted to go so badly yourself. Just because you didn't get the first prize doesn't mean nobody else can go. I mean,
Oi!
Mom.
Hey!
What's the matter?
I may get to go too.
What do you mean, Kwai?
You know something? I went back to school this afternoon to ask the teacher how I had done. I just wanted to know how badly I have done. How much behind you I stood. For all I knew, I might have been at the very bottom of the class.
Oh,
You don't have to tell all to me. The teacher wouldn't tell me at first. Said it was probably better than I didn't know. But I was stubborn. Forced him until he told me. I was the second after you, sister. It means if you don't go, I get to go.
I'm going, Kwai. I'm sorry, but I'm going. How can I give up my one chance? You know, father has already said that this will be the last year he will pay for my school fee. If I don't use this scholarship, I won't be able to get any more schooling. But you will have many more chances yet. He said he will send you to school as long as you want to go on studying.
You mean he will send me to school as long as he can afford to? High school away in the city is too expensive for him. He wanted me to get the scholarship so I could go on my own.
But You could continue to study here in the village school. Maybe next year you will win the prize.
The prize, the prize! Stop talking of the scholarship as a prize. It's not a victory, don't you see? You didn't win it.
What do you mean? Of course I won it. I placed first, didn't I?
You didn't win it. It's a responsibility, don't you see? This chance for further study just means that you have to be more responsible for helping those who didn't get the same chance.
Look why, we have talked about all that before. Teacher said it just this morning. I know what you mean. I know what the importance of education is. I will learn what will be helpful in creating change for our village.
And it's free for you to give ideals like that. But what can you do to bring them about? You're only a girl. You won't be able to fight or to argue loudly or to lead people in the times of crisis. All you are good at is studying. That's how you got the scholarship in the first place.
Shut up! I'm very bit as good as you are. Shut up! And you think you can take on these responsibilities? You can fight and argue and lead and help make a better place for the rest of us to live in?
Yes, I can.
They continued the next few steps in stony silence. So, it has really came to this. It's either him or me. As they near home, Dawan looked at her brother and called him. Why? Are you? Are you going to tell father?
Tell him what? That I come in second right after you? I don't know, sister. I don't know what to do anymore. If I tell father, he won't let you go, and you'll probably hate me forever. And if I don't tell him, I will never get to go and end up hating myself. I guess I won't tell him.
Promise? You promise, Kwai?
I don't have to promise anything, sister.
Hmm.
Dinner that night was a tense and silent meal. Dawan noticed with saddened gratitude that her mother had added some fish balls in the vegetable soup, probably in the hope that this treat would soften her husband's mood. However, when she tried to bring up the subject of her daughter's schooling, Dawan's mother was immediately silenced by him.
What's all this talk of Dawan going away to study? It's too early to consider about it. Let it wait for a few days. But if I'm really going, I should leave within the week. I said, let it wait. Haven't you had enough schooling already? Why do you want to keep studying for anyway? Ish.
If I had won the scholarship, would you have let me go away to school further?
You? You didn't win anything. What's the sense of thinking about that now?
But if I had, father,
As she walked away to the corner of the room that was the kitchen, she couldn't help but notice the soft smile on Kwai's face. She tried to catch his eyes, but he did not look up at her.
If you won, of course it'd be different. You are a boy, and more schooling would have been useful for you, and useful for me too. Why you could come back and help me too. What's the sense of thinking about that now?
Kwai continued to eat his dinner, still refusing to look at his sister, but he remained silent and went out of the house. soon as she had finished washing the dishes, Dawan dashed outside to find Guai, but he had gone off on his own again and was nowhere to be seen. Feeling extremely restless, Dawan wandered down to the river. For the first time that day, Dawan had a chance to ponder alone in the question of studying in the city. She began to wonder if it was right for her to assert herself, to stand in Kuai's way. Perhaps her father was right after all. With more schooling, Kuai could find good jobs and earn some money to help the family. Maybe someday he might even become strong and important and have the power to change the injustices in the village and in the country. And Dawan herself, what could she do? She was just a girl. Wouldn't she grow up just to be a wife and a mother? What could she do with more learning? Nothing. Her father would not listen to her arguments. Noi, out of conviction, and her mother, out of fear, had refused to act on her behalf, and now even her brother was dreading to speak out against her for himself. To whom could she turn to seek help? Just then she heard a soft splash in the river off to her left. She saw a monk bathing by himself in the moonlit shadows. There was a sense of calm detachment, almost unreality, about him as a monk, and in the moonlight he seemed apart from the everyday world. After a moment, she decided to go to the temple next morning and talk to the head monk there. She knew that her father respected the head monk deeply.
He is a kind old man, and if I explain my difficulty, perhaps it will help me. And if that happens, why then I will really be able to go away to study in the city.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way.
Oi, sing!
Sing!
Bapak sing! Ayo!
Tengok tan.
Hai, Stan! Oh,
Sing kena,
enjoy!
sing kena. Sing.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Sing kena, sing. You mean he will send me to the You mean he will send me to school as long as he can afford to?
Enough schooling already. What do you want to keep studying for anyway?
அது ரொம்ப கேப் ஆயிடுச்சு